Hey, Doodle fans! Welcome back to this week's edition of Doodling with Purpose, the internet's only best and greatest award-winning, okay, I didn't win any awards, but it's an awesome channel for learning hieroglyphics. This week, we are going to look at the S sounds with our continued deep dive into vocabulary and the actual difference between pronunciation of different letters with different sounds. So, similar to the HS presents us with multiple different ways we can write it, and multiple different versions. There is more of a z sound, like a tz. There is a proper S, as in show or Scott. And then there's a sh, as in show me or shower or uh, Shenandoah. I don't know. All right, well, these are the actual ways to write the sounds. With a proper S is the Z, with a dash above is the S, and a V above it is the sh sound when you're writing transliteration. All right, so we have three different S glyphs in hieroglyphics, so let's go over how to draw those. You can also see the early lesson, I think it's lesson 7 or 8. So the first S is the tie, so that's two circles that you'll want to make separately. It's not an 8 or an infinity sign, it's two different circles. And then a line coming out from either side. And again, it's very important that they're glyphed in that order. We know this from looking at paint with scribes on walls. Just like with the bolt of cloth here, it's important to do it as two different lines straight down. This is the S sound, the proper S. The bolt is the Z. So one line long, one line short makes a folded bolt of cloth. That's what you're drawing, as if like someone had cloth hanging over a rack, and then you're going to put a U on top of the two lines. It's not a candy cane, so you don't draw it in one stroke. It's drawn as three different strokes of the pen, or the knife, or the chisel, or whatever it is that you're using to glyph with. And it's important to do it this way. The same with the rectangle, that is the SH sound. In fact, actually, let me show you for the bolt of cloth, since it's very easy to glyph this incorrectly. I'll give you a quick video review. So we're going to have line number 1 and 2, not a candy cane. So one line, second line, and then a U connecting them at the top. All right, back to our SH sound, which is a square. And it's really done as two different curved lines, one across, one down, then across and up. If you need to do it as 4, that's fine. It's a rectangle. All right, so let's look at some words and a reminder from the first half of this class. This word you probably know. For new students, we have S with the glyph for a man. And guess what? Shockingly, this is the word man. All right, now, an easy way to change between the masculine and feminine is adding a T. So, same word, S, but now we have a T, and we've changed the glyph from a man to a woman. And now, shockingly, the word is no longer man, it is woman. So you have a kneeling man, a kneeling woman, that's the knee sticking out there into the void. And then that T, the loaf of bread, that's added to all female names. So if you had a name like Sally, for example, if you were going to spell that in hieroglyphics, well, lots of those mall chain stores that have the little necklace you can buy where they'll put your name on a hieroglyph, like a cartouche. They'll probably spell it like this, doing a one-to-one substitution and even having two L's for the two L's in Sally. In fact, they probably might not even have the Y spelled with two reeds. Now, the proper way to probably spell it is with an S, an L, and the Y at the top there in red. And because this is a female name, however, no matter what, there'll be no vowels, but you're going to add a T to the end of it. It's not going to be pronounced, but it indicates it's a female word or a female proper name. Like the word Cleopatra ends in a T, which you might like trying to figure out where that came from. All right, so let's do some more vocabulary. So here we have the tie, we have the arm, the flex, and what is that? Well, if it's a glyph you don't recognize, it's a determinative. It's pretty much the rule. You're going to be reading these in order from up, down, and left, right, because we're reading into the faces, and the determinative provides a face, which is great. So does the arm, but the determinative has a clear face, so we know where we're reading into. And when we're looking at that determinative, again, we can probably use that to figure out what the word is. So without even knowing what this word is and looking at that, what do you think this is the word for? Well, pronunciation, it's S-A-H, sa'ah, with the with the H because that's the flax H. So this is the word mummy. That's because you're looking at a mummy case. Did you figure that one out? hopefully you came close on that one, because that's when you start to do this, you'll really realize how easy vocabulary is. All right, here's one where the determinative has been moved. Can you spot the determinative? Where is it? Well, if you said glyph number 4, you're the big winner, because, well, you may have been through the first half of the class and you know that that is the glyph for ear, but it's not a sound. It just indicates an ear. It's the ear of a cow or a calf. Then we have glyphs 1, 2, and 3, which are sound glyphs. S, the DJ sound J, like in bijou, like in French, or bijou, and then the M, the owl. So our determinative, which normally would be at the end, has been moved. Moved? Why would you do that? Well, if you've, again, been watching these videos, you know it's honorific or graphical transposition, in this case, graphical. So this is the word to hear or to listen, sidam, and the determinative is moved just to be graphically prettier. Graphical transposition. All right, now we have a letter, the SH, with a stroke line. And anytime you have a stroke line, it turns the glyph into its object. So while you'll still pronounce it SH, since we're only dealing with this one glyph and it has a stroke under it, it's what it represents, which is a pool. That's what we've been drawing. So we've been drawing a lock, a bolt on a door, a bolt of cloth, and a pool. All right, so here's now that glyph used as a letter, not just a ideogram with the stroke line. So we have the pool, the water, and the sun. So you might think this is smwara. But as we said at the end, you're probably looking at a determinative, even though that sun disk can be pronounced ra. Well, in this case, it is a determinative. So you have S and MW. We have encountered MW before as a determinative, but it was the end letter. In this case, it's in the middle. So it's still, we know it's not the determinative because it's not at the end of the word. It's only the last letter we have to really look at. So smua is summer. Ironic that begins with pool. All right, here's another one with a SHB, the chick, which is W, and then the determinative there, because it's got 3 strokes, we know it's a determinative. That is the loaf of bread with 3 strokes, so it indicates lots of bread, or multiple breads, or multiple things to eat. So we're going to pronounce this SH, S with the V on it, B and W, so shabu, shabu. Again, we have to kind of guess at the vowels, and this means food, as in lots of food, not just one piece of food, because we have bread with 3 strokes. All right, we're going to put together some vocabulary that we learned this week, as well as the structure from last week. Here's your homework. Pause the screen, write this down, glyph it, transliterate it, and translate it. We'll return to it at the top of the lesson next week to see how everybody did. But between last week's lesson and this week's, it should be pretty good. Hey, you're reading hieroglyphics, you're doodling hieroglyphics, but most importantly, you're doodling with purpose. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and please do give this channel a like, these videos a share. It really helps spread the word, and that's the whole YouTube algorithm and how it works. There's plenty of other lessons to look at. Best to go in order, but you can always skip around, and just as long as you're doodling, doodle with purpose.